What's up, guys, and welcome to the video. So today we're going to do the SEC East winners from last year. We're going to start with Florida Gators, and I'm going to predict my prediction for what Florida's going to do this season. I think Florida's going to be a good team, but they're going to have a couple losses. They have some big games during the season, but they have a good team. They're losing Kyle Trask. They're losing some of their receivers, but I think it's going to be a good team overall. So let's go to week 1. Florida Atlantic Owls. It is a home game, and I can't say much about this game. This is going to be a win by 21 game. Home game at Swamp. First game of the season. They're going to blow them out. Could be more, like 28. Could be a lot more. Then you have the week 2 UCF Bulls, and they're going to be away on this game. I think it's going to be a win by 14. It's going to be a comfortable win. It could be more than this, but since it's away, and USF isn't the best team, but they'll give you a competition. So I'm gonna go with Florida by at least 14. So week 3, you have number 1 Alabama Crimson Tide, and it's a home game at the Swamp. But I don't think they can stop Alabama. I think Alabama's gonna have a real good season. They're gonna be up there for the contending for the national championship, but they are like that every year. But I think it's going to be a loss. They're going to lose by 10 points. But it could be less than that. Could be more. That's a real good game. But I think they'll lose by 10 points. It's at the Swamp, but then you have week 4, Tennessee Volunteers. It's a home game. It's a competitive game every year. But Florida ends up winning by double digit points. I think it's gonna be a win for Florida, but it's gonna be a win by 10. Then you have week 5 Kentucky Wildcats. It's an away game. Kentucky's gonna be better this year. I think Kentucky's gonna be competing for 3rd in the SEC East. They could compete for 2nd this year. I think this is the best team Bob Stoops has had so far. I think Florida will be ready for them. I think Kentucky, they're just better. They've got better players than Kentucky. They're outmatched. They probably have better depth. They're just going to be outmatched of Kentucky. And then I think it's a away game at Kentucky. I'm going to go win by 7. Then you have week 6 Vanderbilt Commodores. I can't say much about this game. Vanderbilt coming off a rough year, fired their coach. So there's not much Vanderbilt can do this year. Vanderbilt's going to be bottom at SEC this year. I'm going to win by at least 21 for Florida. Then you have week 7, LSU Tigers. This is a good game. This is going to be a good game. It's at the Swamp. It's away game, Death Valley. It's going to be a hard game for Florida. I think LSU's going to be. This is going to be a rebound season for LSU. I think they're going to hit this game with all gas, no breaks. The whole season, LSU's going to do that this year. They have to. I think LSU's going to make much improvement than what it was last year. Than what they were last year. I think it's going to be a win for Florida, but barely by 3. Just by 3 points. And it could go either way. This game could go either way. But I think it's going to be won by 3. Then you've got week 8 is their bye week. This is a good week. This is in between 2 big games. But LSU Tigers game. Then you have on week 9 Georgia Bulldogs. Georgia's off on week 9 too. So this is going to be a big matchup. 2 teams that's been resting for a week. This is set up for a big time game. It's at week 9, 5 Georgia. It's at neutral site in Jacksonville, like they play all those years. I just think Georgia's going to be a real good team this year. I think it's just going to be a little too much. I think Georgia's going to be number 1 in SEC East. I think it's going to be lost by 3. But this game, like I said, like the LSU game, this could go either way. But I think Georgia will win by at least 3 points. Now, week 10 is South Carolina Gamecocks. It's away at Williams-Brice Stadium. it's South Carolina's got their new coach coming in. High hopes for the season, but I just don't think they have enough roster talent this year for them to compete with teams like Florida. I think Florida will win by at least 14. I don't think South Carolina will have it this year with the roster, the depth, the players. They won't compare to Florida. The only thing that'll get them close is the coaching staff, I feel like. I don't think we have the players. Don't get me wrong, we don't have bad players. It's just we can't compete with Florida yet. So that's going to be a win by 14. So week 11, we have that Florida plays Stanford. And then the Stanford Bulldogs. You can't say much about this game. It's going to be at home for Florida. It's going to be big time win, big blowout. It's going to be win for Florida by 28. And then you have Missouri Tigers away. Missouri's not going to be much this year. They're coming off their last season. They had their new coach. This season, his second season, they'll be okay, but they'll still. I think they'll won't be more than a 6-win team. I really don't. I don't think they'll be that great. I'm going Florida win by 14. Then you have week 13, Florida State. It's home for Florida, Swamp. Big time rivalry. This is a big game for both teams. No matter what the record is, this is a big game. This is one of the biggest rivalries in college football right now. And I think Florida State will be better than they were last year, but not top tier like Florida will be this year. So I'm going to go Florida win by 14. It's such a big rivalry game. It could be less than that though. Rivalry games, there could be upsets. It doesn't matter how good your team is most times. But I think Florida State's just not going to have the talent this time, and it's going to be win by 14 by Florida. So I'm predicting Florida to have a 10-2 record. 10-2 record. I think it's it's 10-2 record this year. I don't think they'll win against Georgia or Alabama. I think Alabama's going to be too good. I think Georgia's going to be too good for them. I think it's going to be Alabama and Georgia in the SEC championship, but it could go either way. It really could. Florida's going to be a good team this year. They're going to compete they're going to be competing to be in the playoff. I just don't think they're going to be good. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you like this video. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.